He said, I'm not going. I'm not going.
People going the wrong way. Okay, there's a gentleman through there. He'll point the way.
Oh, yeah. I gotta bust my ass, though. Yo, right? Like, freshly lit candles.
If you're tall, please watch your head. We are not accepting any more applications for ghouls. Okay? This is it.
My workers' comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be workers' comp for you. It might be workers' comp for me.
Sure.
So, hi guys. My name's Melissa. Welcome to the Vanhorn Spooky Basement. What we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the history, and then we're going to get into the ghosties, because to be quite frank, that is why you guys are here tonight, crawling around a dusty old house at whatever o'clock it is. Okay. As you guys came down the stairs, did you see those little crawl spaces? Yeah. Okay.
No, I was too busy not trying to bust my behind.
Yeah, fair. Sorry. So do you know what's underneath those crawl spaces? It's not just foundation. Okay. So those are cisterns. So the one on the left is filled in. It's rather small. The one on the right here is huge. It comes all the way out to here, and I think it's like a 2-pool cistern. It is not filled in. So word to the wise, do not try to crawl in there. I cannot get you, and you will definitely be a permanent fixture on the tours, okay? Now, does anyone know what a cistern does? So it collects your rainwater. You wouldn't have used it for eating or drinking, but you would have used it for cleaning. Now, I'm not certain how much you guys know on the Vanhorn Mansion and any sort of rumors and lore, but this house is speculated to be a stop on the Underground Railroad. And there are a few things that lead us to believe that that may have been the case. One of the ways that they could have hid runaway slaves is in the cistern. Does anyone know why? So with the Fugitive Slave Act of 1855, if you were thought to be hiding runaway slaves, you would get a visit from a bounty hunter and his dogs. And unfortunately, it was legal at the time. They could search your house, and there was nothing really that you could do about it. They would hide people in the cisterns because the dogs wouldn't be able to track the scent past the water. So, and I love it when the paranormal kind of like links in with the history. A lot of people report seeing shadow figures in the cistern. Actually, a few years ago, I had a lady come through on a Candlelight tour, and at the end, she came up to me and told me, hey, I'm a psychic medium. And when she had looked in the cistern, she said that there was a woman in full African dress staring back at her. So, as we walk past, definitely take a peek. But again, do not, sorry, that's the ghost flush of a toilet. You can hear everything in this basement. It's great. So, as we walk past, definitely take a peek. But again, do not try to crawl in, okay, guys?
Dang, that sounds super tempting. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Or just dolphin dive. No shit.
So this room is the winter kitchen. So back then their kitchen would have been in the basement during the winter time. In the summertime they would have had, it's almost kind of like a separate cook hut that was technically a separate structure from the house. They did that in case it ever went up in flames. It would not burn down your whole house. Now the added benefit is that the heat from this room would have risen to the floor above our heads, which is actually the other side of the parlor, the one that you guys were not sitting on. Now, paranormally speaking, a lot of people report seeing shadow figures in here. You know, go figure, shadow figures in a dark, creepy basement. But it almost seems as if when people see these shadow figures, they're always in another room looking in. So we don't know if it's like an elusive spirit. Some people have speculated it's the cook and her staff. Now I will tell you a story. My mother was down here the one night, and she was on a paranormal investigation, and they were sitting on this bench behind me, and she was feeling either bored or froggy, I don't know which one, and she started to taunt the cook. It's something we just don't really do. We play nice with our spirits, you know. And she was saying stuff like, oh, I'm a better cook than you, I can definitely take over your job, you know, you can get out of here, whatever. And so she thought that the person next to her was tickling her shoulder, okay? So later that night, she gets ready to jump into the shower, and she looks in the mirror at her back because something's kind of stinging at her almost, and she saw 3 giant claw marks on her back where that person was supposedly tickling her. So, don't taunt the cook. Not only will you not get food, but she's a little vicious. If you'll follow me this way. You can take a seat if you would like, just please be careful. The bench is old and broken like myself. So this room is like the servants' all-purpose room. They would have, depending on how the household staff was divided up, they would have either have had people in the basement and the attic, or one or the other. They also would have done miscellaneous tasks down here, such as laundry. You would have had an area for food storage, because, you know, no refrigerators. You guys heard about the grist mill across the street, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Mr. Vanhorn, when he built the house, he actually built a tunnel. And sorry, Roxy. You can see the curvature of the brick right there. That is the entrance to the tunnel. Now, unfortunately, we believe that the other end is underwater, and if you look at the hand-hewn beams above your head, you will see that more than likely this is what they built the structure, the frame out of for the tunnel, so I can only imagine that the majority of it has rotted away at this point. Now, again, we cannot confirm or deny whether the Vanhorn Mansion was a stop on the Underground Railroad, okay? However, I do find it awfully convenient that this tunnel is here. You know, I'm not making any judgments or anything, but the grist mill is really not that far away. Why would you need a tunnel from your basement to the grist mill? Unless you had ulterior motives, purpose. James Vanhorn Sr. was also a noted abolitionist with the local church. He was quoted in saying in many more words that if you own slaves, you are not a friend of ours, you will not sit at our table, and we will not do business with you. So, paranormally speaking, a lot of people, I mean, you guys are standing in probably one of the most active areas of the whole house. I mean, I've been down here by myself most of the night, and it's been popping. I mean, everything from, I'll tell you guys a funny story. I was down here, and you know, I hate to be so corny, but I like to try and welcome people in, because a lot of people are scared of a dark, musty old basement. You know, man, I get it. I lived in a house with a really creepy basement, you know. So, you know, I welcome everyone down and say hello, and I'm just standing here waiting for a group. They're not even ready to come down, and all of a sudden I hear a woman's voice in the corner go, hello! And I'm like, stop making fun of me! But there is another story I will tell you guys, and then I'll cut you loose. Now, my mother used to be the lady of the basement, and she used to wear a long black dress with a long black veil. You know, we like to keep the vibe spooky. And we were finishing with a group, and we sent them towards the stairs, and she told me, in that corner over there, before you get into the winter kitchen, in between the edge of the cistern and the winter kitchen, she said something in that corner was tugging on her dress every time she went over there. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's getting caught on something, you know, let's feel it out and see what's going on with the rest of the night. Another group comes down, we do our thing, and then we send them up, And then she tells me, well, whoever's in that corner is not tugging on my dress anymore, they're tugging on my veil. I'm like, okay, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence. So another group comes down, we finish with them, and I'm like standing maybe 2 or 3 inches from the last person in the group, and I turn the corner there, and I look down the hallway, and I see a solid figure of a man, white shadow, solid figure of a man, walk into the wall where the winter kitchen is. And I told Mom, I'm like, I think I found your dude. So keep your eyes and your ears open. We have experiences giving these tours. We have experiences setting up these tours. It doesn't have to be day or night time for stuff to be happening here. So, any questions? Comments, concerns? I'm actually going to scoot past you. If you guys will follow me this way.
Oh, this is where I had that shit happen, except I was standing right here. And there was a police officer during the time standing right here.
Enjoy. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
Have a good night, miss.
You too. Enjoy. Enjoy. You should put a light.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to fill. Your flashlight? Over the edge?
Back there. I think back there isn't filled in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm nice and small group. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. My name is Sandy, and we are going to go into the other room. We're going to do a little ghost hunting. So if anybody has any questions while we're doing it, you want to yell out to the ghost spirits, feel free, because they're answering you guys more than they're answering me. But they're active. So we're going to go in the other room. Good job.
Awesome. I'll go first. I got y'all. Alright, ghost, first come, first serve. Come on now. I ain't even gonna lie to you though, I got a headache in here though.
Oh. Well, we've been getting a spirit of a little boy in here since like last Friday.
Oh my.
Everybody know what a K2 meter is? If you watch the ghost show, you know?
Oh yeah.
We're going to try to get it to flash colors and we'll put it on the floor.
Yeah, the K2, yeah.
This will also flip colors too if anything comes close.
I'm hoping.
And this doll is also a K2 meter. And the little boy likes playing with her, so hopefully she'll be going off. I'm also going to turn the flashlight on, try to get them to turn the flashlight off. They've been doing it earlier, not so much. Oh, yeah, bringing in your toys.
Oh shit.
So last week I had it narrowed down to that we were talking to a little boy. And one of the groups I had after that, there was a psychic medium in the group, and she told me that there was a little boy in here. Is that you? Turn the light off. Go ahead, turn it all the way off. Come on, you can do it. You've been doing it all night. Remember, like a candle, blow it out, yes. But she told me that there is a little boy in here, and I said about 8, she was about 6. And then she said he likes it when I get down low because I'm not his level to talk to him. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm kind of sitting down. We're back for some more fun. You want to play? Can you turn that light back on?
Sit down.
If you want to play with us. don't know where I had a ball for you somewhere. You didn't like the ball anyway. Can you turn that light on for me, please? I know you're getting tired. There's people here who want to talk to you.
Would you like to go to sleep?
Is that a yes? You getting tired? Can you turn that light on for me? It's really, really dark in here. If you could turn that light on, it would be great. You don't want to? Do you like it when it's dark in here? Is that a yes? Yes? Is it your bedtime?
Does he want us to leave?
You want to go to bed now? Soon. It's your bedtime in just a little while. No, it's now. All right, well, if you want to go to sleep, you can make the room dark again and turn out the light. Would you want us to stay and talk to you for a little while? Can you touch the doll? Make her flash if you want us to stay? You want someone in this room to sing to you? No. Do you have someone to play with? Remember, the light goes on for yes. You're not all alone, are you? Are you 6 years old? I was told you're 6. If that's true, can you turn the light on? Or touch the green light. Whatever's easier. I think you're getting tired. Is there somebody with you? Do you have brothers and sisters? Brothers? Remember, light on for yes. Anybody have any questions they want to ask? Oh. Maybe he wants to ask.
What about sisters? Do you have any sisters?
That's a lot of flashing.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yes. Are your sisters with you? I would say that's a no. No. Oh.
Are you sad? Are you sad?
I think being around people, the psychic lady told me he likes it when there's people around. So that's why I kind of think he's alone. Other than what's here that we don't know about, right? Oh, now you're getting everything going. Oh. So you like it when people are around you, huh? Well, that's good. Wow. Really going nuts now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have to go across the hall now.
I am not.
She's going to give you a little bit of history across the hall.
That's insane.
This is the fun stuff. You're welcome. Poor little kid.
At the end,
No, it's because she was touching it.
really cool green, but in order to get this color green, they had to have arsenic. Yeah, and they put it in their wallpaper, they put it in their upholstery, they put it in their outfits. And these people would get sick and they couldn't figure out why. Eventually, obviously, they did figure it out. Luckily, this house didn't have any of that wallpaper, because that would have been a hot mess. And also in the Victorian era, they learned about the use of gas, and they could use it for sconces, and they used it for heating. But if there was a leak, they didn't know, and they're still learning about it. So like if there was a gas leak and somebody lit up a fire, and then on top of that, they would bring electric in, still not getting rid of the old stuff. So they had like a hose of gas next to the electric, and they didn't know that it sparks and stuff like that and flammable. So they go to turn the light on, and all of a sudden come home. But luckily, none of that happened here. The reason why we think Melinda's here is because there was a rumor that her baby, one of the babies that she had, was not James's, but his brother's while he was out traveling. His brother oversaw the house. And in a fit of rage, James pushed her over the balcony and broke her neck. And they found her body in a shallow grave in the backyard. And there had been a ribbon on the tree, but the tree was so old that it almost grew around the ribbon, and you almost didn't see it. I've had experiences with her. I've been with the house since the Historical Society was gifted it by the chemical factory in the back. And one summer, I was cleaning the walls over there. We were scrubbing it because there had been squatters in the house, and they had left unmentionable things. Party smells. And the wallpaper, plus it had been a residence, so there had been wallpaper and paint on. So I was scraping it, and I heard a lady call my name from this room, and I came over, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe she went that way. So I went all the way around. You'll notice that the rooms are all connected for the most part. And by the time I got back to this room here, I realized that I hadn't come across anybody. It was just me up here. That was my first experience with her. I've had her brush my hair on my face. I've had her like touch me softly on the shoulder or on the wrist. But it's always been very nice and gentle things with her. So you never have to worry about that with her. I know people have seen her in the windows here and in the room we're going to go to next. My brother rides a motorcycle, and his friend was following him, and they were going to the Burt Hotel. And when they got there, his friend said his friend looked like he was white as a ghost. And my brother asked him what was wrong, and he said, well, you didn't see because you were riding your motorcycle in front of me, but when we came by the Vanhorn, a girl in white ran across the front yard, hopped on the motorcycle with you, and rode to the end of the property and then disappeared. Those are the stories I have of Miss Melinda being a troublemaker, or mischievous, I should say. So if you don't mind, we'll go into the next room, and I'll tell you wonderful stories about toiletries and Victorian era.
I keep going.
Keep going.
Oh, I gotta have it again.
So they also, in the Victorian era, were nice enough to give us indoor plumbing. Thank goodness, because I've lived in Buffalo all my life, and I tell you, when February comes, I don't want to be growing up in the middle of dark and to go to the bathroom in some cold, non-insulated little boat thing out from the house. But anyways, so the tubs were invented, and they didn't realize that metal heats up really, really hot. And they found that out the hard way when they decided to take the base of the tubs and use basically like a pilot light, and they used the gas to heat the tubs. So there was many burnings going on during the Victorian era. So then we got porcelain, so that helped. Porcelain also being our turrets. The snake design is there for a reason, not to cause us trouble, but because it helps with the gases that come back up. The original toilets didn't have the snake neck, it was a straight shot. So when the caca would go down with the other caca and it would ferment, it would shoot back up. So that's why we have the snake pattern or design, because it causes little air pockets, so it prevents from the backage. Nobody wants the backage. All right, I'm going to give you to her. She should be next in the room over there, and I'm sure she's got some really cool stuff to tell you again. So go straight ahead. Yep, just go straight in, and right before the attic, just take a left. It'll be a small room.
This is a small room. I'll get out. You guys go in.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Hold that for light, turn it off, turn it on. We're doing this last one. Turn it off. This is the room like a prankster. He's in here. We have some more time, so I figure this room's pretty active. So. If you notice right behind you guys, there's a Victrola. We were downstairs a few years ago doing a ghost hunt, and it went off by itself. Because we ran up and I was spinning with the needle on it. And it was maybe a year or two later, had a ghost hunt, we were doing a ghost hunt here. We were in that other room we were in, and it started going off again. I do have a little bit of a recording of it. It's kind of low because we got it from the other room. You're going to go off while I'm talking again, aren't you? So if you listen real carefully, you could hear the music. Right there. Well, we were in that other room when we heard it. So we came running in here. So we came running in here, and it was going off. Every time I play this and talk about it, they're like, right? That was you, wasn't it? If you were playing with that, can you please turn that light off? I have to get down to it because it's actually blinding me. Turn that off. Off, all the way. If you're the one who likes to play with the record player, turn it off. Just going to play with it, huh? Come on. All the way, yes. Do you like to do other tricks around this house too? Is it you that does that? Can you turn the light back on? And here's another funny thing. I had a group last week figuring this house is old, that the Vanhorn family didn't believe in women voting. So he was asking, how do you feel about women voting? Do you want a woman president? Man, everything started going off like crazy. Are you the same person? Can you turn that light back on? If you're one of the Vanhorn family members, can you turn that light on?
So it is.
I'm assuming it is. I think we were getting James last time. Is this James Vanhorn? You gotta turn that light off for me, okay? Please. Come on, turn that light off so we can talk to you. We can ask you yes and no questions, but you have to turn the light off. Thank you. Are you okay with women being in this room now? If it's okay, turn the light on.
He said, no, y'all gotta go.
So it's okay if we're all in here now with you. You're okay with that, right? Turn the light on. Or do you want us to leave?
You want to just have dudes night?
Yeah, you want to have some cigars? James, can you turn that light back on, please? Oh.
Yes, the cigars. Let's go.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to talk to one of the guys in the room? Turn the light off for yes. Okay, too. Do you want to talk to one of the girls in the room? Turn the light off.
Ladies, man.
Come on, turn that light off. We're going to narrow this down now. Turn it up. Do you want to speak to one of the girls on that side of the room? Turn the light on, please. How about someone over here? Got to turn the light on for yes. Someone to my right. I'm not going to ask him if he wants to talk to me. Do you like to drink? I heard you like to smoke cigars, but do you like to drink? Oh, a little bit?
A lot of it.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Party
For this
man.
group, we got nothing. Like nothing.
He's a party man.
Listen, we're gonna have to hit the bar one of these days, brother.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
the bar.
look at.
Go out.
Yeah, see, look at it.
Wow.
Pretty good.
He knows what's up.
Party man.
Do you like to drink bourbon? Whiskey?
Yeah, bourbon.
Oh, we got the whiskey.
Whiskey.
When they come down, you guys have to go upstairs. Are they done?
We gotta have some whiskey sometime.
Yeah, let's come back and have a couple drinks and a cigar.
Yeah.
Let's drink some whiskey with
Yeah,
you.
some whiskey. And it's okay with the. Oh, look at that. Look at. See, now it's really.
Looks like we're staying for a drink.
I know.
Yeah,
Can we all stay?
Fruit.
Can we all stay and have a couple drinks with you? Now I know what to bring up. Get one of those little samples. Okay, thanks, James. It was nice talking to you.
Bye, James.
That's awesome.
That was fun. Okay, I guess you
He's
guys
down
are
for
off
the
to
whiskey.
the attic.
Yeah, whiskey man's calling his name.
Listen, I got a gift for you when we come back.
Even that, the thing was going on for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, they're going.
Have a good night. I'm gonna go upstairs. Drive safe. Thank you.
Is this it?
Yeah.
That's it. You moving a little more? I think sweet.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Wow, it's just like a family now, right? Okay, who believes in spiritual? Raise your hand. One.
Sure.
Oh, that's quite a few. Okay. I've been here since 1990. I started, my son, I didn't even know this place existed. I'm from Barker originally. And I live in the town of Lockwood, but it's Newfane School District. And he says, Dad, you gotta go. Because they bring the classes in here when they're in 4th grade or something like that. And they take them on a tour. He says, Dad, you gotta go there on a Sunday. He said, they're open on Sunday and see what's going on. I said, what is a Vanhorn? He says, well, it's a place, you know. And at that age, you know, you don't get the whole details. But anyways, I come in on Sunday with my son, and I meet Grace Kirk. She used to run the place years ago. And so she was talking to me, and she's telling me a few things about spirits and stuff, and I was going, okay, yeah. And then she says, well, we're looking for volunteers. I says, well, I can sand the paint. She says, when can you start? I was here for 5 years working on this place before I went to Amherst, North Bailey. I used to work at the post office there I put in 15 years there and 5 years at Williams Street Post Office. And my wife almost got rid of me because I was here 4 or 5 hours before I even went to work. I was on afternoons. But I had weekends off, but I was on afternoons. But I did it because I love history, and I didn't think I'd get any chance to work on a place like this. And I got into the society. I was president for a couple of years, and I'm still here. But the spirits know me. See this light here? That's the little boy. He's 10 years old, and he's always playing tricks with me. He doesn't know it's a flashlight. He says, I tell him it's a torch. And he used to bring it up. It was real bright. And I said, could you please shut that down so I can ask you another question? And then he'll go right towards almost like this. And then he'll shoot it back up bright. And he does that for about 5 minutes. He's playing, because he's been playing with me he just plays, he's a practical joker. And so finally I tell him, you know, I'm going to shut you down. So I shut him down and I put it off. And then I'll ask questions, and either he'll play with me or not. He'll come on, or another spirit, and he'll take off somewhere else. But he was, the other night we had a tennis, no, not tennis ball, but what's those little round balls you play? Ping pong ball. Yeah, he was downstairs on the wood and stuff, and we would roll it a little bit for him, and then all of a sudden we'd go, this jerking all over the place. He was having a good old time. And anyways, that's one of the things that's going on. But like I say, I wasn't in the spirits and stuff for a long time. But I started writing things down that people were telling me and stuff. We used to sleep overnight here years ago, so we had things going on. And we had hunts and stuff to hunt, and all kinds of stuff going on. And anyways, they were letting us stay overnight and stuff back in those days. Nobody else would stay overnight but me, so I got picked. And I used to have the Boy Scouts and stuff come in and stuff. Then we had family members and stuff. The one thing that sticks out is when my wife and I were sleeping in Melinda's room. It'd be the second floor, be the southwest corner. I think it was Melinda Pass. And my wife and I were in bed there, and all our friends and relatives were all around the Vanhorn in beds and on the floor. And our dog was laying there with us. She was on the floor. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, she wakes up and she goes, I want to go home. I said, why? Because there's a big, tall, dark shadow figure staring at me in the doorway. And of course, I'm half asleep when she told me that. But by the time I looked up, there was nothing there. So I went downstairs, unlocked the door, her and the dog went home. I went upstairs, crawled back to bed, and went to sleep. I wasn't in the spirit, so it didn't affect me, you know. So anyways, all those pictures you see downstairs, I took those through the years. Those are mine. And there's a lot of stuff there. Whether you believe it or not, but picture's worth 1,000 words. I figure I got a lot of words down there. And they're going to when you go back down, they're going to let you look a little better and look at all that stuff. I got 200 or 300 more pictures I got to develop yet. But when you get orbs, usually you see an orb, it's usually a white, maybe even a blue, but I get them multicolored. I mean, I got pictures down there. I took a picture of it would be this down here, this room down here. I took a picture of the east window one time, and I got a whole bunch of the orbs, all different colors. It was unbelievable. And I did 5, I get fog that's blue. You remember that dollhouse that was downstairs in the nursery? Well, that was on the table one time, and that, believe it or not, that's not from the Vanhorn. It was in Canada in a museum. We got it somehow, and there's a article about it, and it's haunted. And the young kids, if you could see down on the bottom part of the dollhouse, there's a whole big pile of furniture and stuff. Now, when you usually bump it or something, you might knock one or couple things over, but the kids, it could be him, and there's a 12 or 13-year-old girl, and they do practical things on it, you know, just get a rising out of you, I guess. But anyways, I got a picture that I haven't developed yet. I've got green fog coming out of the dollhouse. So, you know, you never know what you're going to get in this place. I swear some of this stuff is alien that I get, because I've never seen some of the stuff on TV that I've got down there. Never. And I'm not too good at spirituals kind of stuff, but I do take good pictures. That's my expertise. And but like I say, take your time when you go down there. Now I want to talk about this lamp. This was downstairs in the basement at one time. The reason I brought it up is because they don't tell the story, so I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. They're down in the basement. There's a cook down there named Gertrude. She's German descent, and she was Vanhorn cook for years, one of the master cooks. And so she had a reputation, and unfortunately the tour guide was a woman, heard the story, and she didn't like the way it sounded. So she goes, you're a lousy cook. I don't believe your story. You just kept on badgering her, going on and on and on. So finally, the spirit had enough. The spirit started throwing pebbles at her and stuff, because we know this because she told us the story after it happened. And then a little later, there was a shadow figure on the wall, or on the wall, going crossed. And then a little later, there was a voice saying, "Get out of here," with a higher tone. This was down there. I want to show you this here. Can you see the broken glass? See the glass? Mm-hmm. Right there? Okay, the reason that's broke is the spirit got so mad, she just took her hand and smashed it. And that's why it's there. Then, this was 2 years ago when we had a Candlelight tour going on. And everything started happening from there, every floor, all the way up to here. People were seeing things, hearing things, smelling things, being touched. You name it. See orbs, fog, you know, everything. All the way up to the maze quarters. And I will tell you some stuff in there later on, before you go downstairs. That you can take some pictures in there, and hopefully you'll get what I got. I have 3 pictures. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I got 3 of them, so it's going to be 3,000 words. Okay? And anyways, when you take a picture of a mirror, there's 2 mirrors in here. And I put most of these mirrors in here. I don't know where it got from. They were around this place. There's 5 on the other side. There's 2 mirrors in the maze quarters, and there's one by the top of the steps there. If you take a picture of, say this young lady here, I go take a picture of the mirror, right? You go, and then you look at the picture and you say, boy, that's a good-looking spirit. Then you realize it's you. So always get on the angle when you take a picture, either side. But make sure there's nobody behind you, because if you do, you're going to get the beginning of your family album, and it's not your family. So be careful, okay? Make sure people are not around you. And take your time. That's Mr. Patterson. He used to own the Vanhorn Mansion in the 1940s. That's his dark room right there. And the enamel here, the flooring, the young people used to come up here and dance and stuff. Now I got a quick question. Why do you think there's a bench there, other than you're sitting on it and you lift it up in the storage space? Why else would there be a bench there? Anybody got?
You teach
What's that?
Do you teach
What was that?
classes and
No.
no?
Pictures.
Was it for bowling?
Oh, maybe like church?
What's that?
Maybe like church? Learn
That's a
about
good question or thing, but they had the pews down in the basement. And you could, I suppose you could use it for that, but no. The reason is they play pool up here. They wait their turn to play pool. And the young people used to come up and dance on that stuff. So, but anyways, when you take the pictures, you can take them up in the rafters. You can take them up anywhere around, even on the floor. I get stuff on the floor. I get them up in the rafters. I get 5. You know, you can get 5. You get blue. We have blue flag, and the green flag or the white flag. And I've got a lot of stuff in the carriage house that's downstairs. I mean, tons and tons of orbs. Some of them, the whole room is full of orbs, and there's different colors. And like I say, I got a picture of the one where the library is down below there, and it's multicolored orbs, and you don't see those too often. But maybe you'll catch something tonight. But a lot of people have been catching stuff on all the different floors and stuff, especially the second floor. Usually you don't get nothing, but because of people coming in and stuff, there might be people that are really into spirits and stuff. They might bring on the spirits that they think they're into the spirit world, that they're going to show themselves more. So, okay, what we're going to do is, I think he went to sleep finally. You want to follow me? You can go in and take pictures of the dark room. And if you want to take pictures of the dollhouse, leaving this stuff over by the dollhouse. There's 2 mirrors. There's a mirror to the right, and there's a mirror right behind the coat rack. Okay? And then I'm going to be on this other side waiting for you, and there's 5 over there to take the pictures. And take a whole bunch of pictures up there. We're going to go into the maid's quarters, okay? So you can go right ahead now. It's right here. I got it. Yeah, I'm coming. I had to get it break. I never use, I always use plastic because it's always dark for me. And when they were taking, especially in the master, they weren't getting there. I mean, the plastic, they were getting stuff. There's a mirror right there. One here. One there, one there. Everywhere you want.
Watch out.
I'll wait for you right here. Here's the mirror right there. That's something to do with the church, that other things that are right over there. All the glass there. That was from Rice Corner's church there. It's not in existence anymore. Sometimes spirits go with the church stuff. Okay, I'm going to go in the maid's quarters and take some more pictures and stuff. So you might want to wait till most people are out here to take your pictures, because if you don't, you're going to get a lot of people in your pictures. Okay? So watch, there's a big step. There's a drop off here. Be careful.
It's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where I'm going to tell you a stories. When we get everybody in here.
Okay.
Everybody can come on in. All the way back, please. Pretend you're in Charlie's tuna can. All the way through, all the way in there. There you go. You think there was more than one bed in there, a couple of beds. There used to be some beds over there, and there was another place in the back. They had, I think they had a butler and probably some maids and a couple cooks. Anybody else? Huh? That's it? Okay. Now what? I told you that the picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I got 3 of them here. I'm going to show you in a second. I took them one after another. And I'm going to put up there. I'm going to need somebody's light when I'm ready. What you do is you get back here. You stand about right here, and you aim for the middle of that mirror behind this young lady here, and then it bounces off here, and it's like it gets a head. Because this is a mannequin, so this is the head form. Head here, head here, and head here. This will show you exactly what I mean. There was a woman that was arguing with me. She goes, I know why that's doing that, why the heck this is going on. She says, the reason is the mirror is real thick, so it's causing it to do that. And I said, wait a minute. And she wanted to argue. She knew my name. I don't know where she got it from, but anyways, she's arguing with me. She said, and I says, wait a minute. I says, how come the heads are moving? If it's the glass doing it, wouldn't it just stay on one spot? And she says, well, I guess, George. Then she went down the stairs. You know, so. But anyways, I'm going to show you right here. Here's the proof right here. I need some light system on this here. Can you get a little closer? Okay, that's good. Okay, can everybody see that? I don't know if you can see that. See the head right here? That's the mannequin back there. Remember I told you it bounced off? This person just happened, or I should say I did. I got the head over here. Now look what happens when I go to, this is number 2 I take. Look at, this all turns black. The head gets almost to where it's supposed to be, and it's glowing. You got glowing all over this here. There's no glowing in here. I pull out the mannequin. There's the head. It looks like a, and it's got like a face on it, and there's this stuff coming down. If you want to take a picture of it, you can, because people have been taking pictures of it. And hopefully you can get the head. I don't know if you're going to get all this stuff, but hopefully you get the head, because we had 10 people in a row last week, and each one, all 10 of them got a head, but they were all over the place. Okay, so if you want to take a picture, go ahead. But, okay, now the other thing, I told you things happened in the basement, right? Well, it ended up all up here. What happened was there was a couple people